Hello and welcome. My name is Birdybot and welcome to a brand new fortress series. The plan today is to do an above ground fortress. Now, if you take a look at where I am right now, I am currently in the universes of myth. So I'm in a whole new world. And if I go across and take a look at my Legends viewer, we can see that the universe of myth has a pretty good helping of goblins, kobolds, humans, and elves. In the last world, I didn't have any humans, so that was kind of tragic. Additionally, there are still 3 dwarven civilizations still alive and only 1 elven civilization still alive. So it did kind of like make it a bit tricky. We're going to be settling here, and let me show you in Dwarf Fortress. It's in the Field of Directions, a temperate savanna. It has clay, very deep soil, shallow metals, deep metals, and of course a fluxstone layer. The surroundings are calm, and if I had it my way, it would be a little bit crazier. But we are using invaders on for this fortress. So an above ground fortress is going to be challenging, a little bit zany, and we'll have to make some things work. As for which civilization we'll belong to, there's 2 very small dwarven civilizations, and there's quite a large one. But the single artifact, they're the fellows who are closest by our embark site, so I think I'm going to choose them. Additionally, they have a hilarious Kia deity of mountains, which I love. These fellows seem to be pretty hard done by. Both goblin civilizations have been attacking them, and in fact, they even had an entire site destroyed by a hydra. So I think it'd be pretty interesting. So without further ado, let's embark. Now I'm going to be editing the Nebulatron. This is the one I usually use, but something that we're going to need extremely quickly is a mason. I have read online that using a potter is another option. You could potentially get a bunch of clay and use clay as your base material, but I don't really like the idea of using clay for the fortress, so I think I'm going to be using stone. Okay, I've set up our boys. So we've got 2 miners, we've got a grower and herbalist, since things are going to be a little tricky at the beginning to get started, so I'll definitely get him doing some herbalism. Carpenter building designer, and I've changed our hunter into a mason so that we've now got 2 masons. One will have other duties, and lastly, our woodcutter will also be our brewer and cooker. For our fortress name, I've chosen the Granitehold. Here's hoping we have granite. Our group name is the Everlasting Barricade, and lastly, our symbol is the Ageless Gates. On it is the image of a mountain. The mountain is laughing. I feel like that's pretty good. Now, I'm going to get this started and come right back. All right, we've made it to the site. Now, I've zoomed way out so you can see that this is a massive play area. Oh, hopefully the lag doesn't kill me. What I'm planning to do, I'm going to put a picture of it up right now that you can see, is to build a concentric castle. There's lots of classic examples, and I'm going to kind of base my design off of a couple different, I'll take bits and pieces. But first things first is I need to build a central keep that will be able to serve as our initial fort so that we can close things up. And I will be doing a little bit of underground digging, especially in those first areas, the soil levels, in order to plant crops and use stockpiles. But other than that, I'm going to try to keep bedrooms upstairs, military upstairs. It's going to be tricky. So let's get started. Haha, will you look at that? Granite. Yes. Okay. So this is going to be my quarry level. Whatever I end up digging up from here, I'm going to end up putting my mason's workshops on this level just so that they can continue to dig out this stuff. Oh, that is so awesome. Before I begin digging out the quarry level, I'm going to take down a section of this sandy loam. It's just right underneath the surface. I just need somewhere to store my goods. So this will be my temporary stockpile for everything, except for maybe wood and perhaps a dormitory, because these poor fellows are going to be sleeping in the same room for a long time while I get things set up. Okay, stockpile is set up and beds are being built. I'm going to designate this little area down here as the dormitory for now. So I'm going to hit Q and then R, and it's not going to be very big, but it will be the dormitory. Awesome. They're already bringing stuff down. Love it. And we're going to get our carpenter to just continue working on tasks. So that includes things like a couple bins, a couple barrels, just getting them rolling. In the meantime, our quarry level is going to be a little odd. I think I'm going to use circles to designate it since it just feels like a little bit easier. This way there won't be any cave-ins, hopefully. And there they go. They're started. I'm going to build the Mason's Workshop just on this level, just so he can pull straight from the source. Because I'm going to be asking for only granite blocks. And I'm just going to get him to do that on repeat. Perfect. Our first wave of migrants, but it looks like it's only 2 fellas. Oh, tragic. Oh, thank goodness, more migrants, although I don't have anywhere for them to live yet. 3 more? Oh, man. Progress is going well. So far, we've got the trade caravan just came from our civilization, but we've got the first 7 bedrooms almost set up. Whew. Getting this down slowly but surely. We're going to be taking down constructions here along this wall now that we've got the outer wall complete. It's going to be a balancing act. I feel like all above ground forts, there's always a bit of a balancing act. Luckily, there's a lot of food on the ground, so I've just been picking food like crazy and getting our herbalists to create meals that way. All right, a ton of time has passed. It is now the 13th of Galenus 63. And I've completed not 1, but 2 whole bedroom units. In fact, I've even built a mayor's quarters. Although, since it's the only place with weapon racks, I've got my first squad training there. These are the Mosquito Boys. They're going to be a marksman group that is going to be hanging out on the walls. As you can see, I've built up some turrets along the side. These are going to be archer towers. And if you go 1 more level above, there's actually fortifications that are going to be built along all of it. These outside walls will serve as our preliminary defense. Hopefully we won't have many skirmishes inside the walls. It's just like a typical castle. I haven't really finished the rooms yet. On this back area, we're going to be having a huge sort of keep. It's going to be like a secondary keep, which is going to hold all of our nobles. It's going to be really cool, I think. Over here, you can see that I had honeybees on my map. So I've actually made an entire meadery section. There's going to be so much mead. I think it's the only animal food in the game, animal drink in the game, other than milk. But as you can see, these bad boys are ready to rock. As for population, we've got 75 dwarves. And believe it or not, but I actually have rooms for each one of them, except for 1. So that's next on the agenda. I think I'm going to pause building out the rest of this until I get another floor complete. It's going to take some time, but it's totally worth it. Our central grand hall currently could use some sprucing up. It's a little bit simple right now for my tastes, but I think it's pretty cool. Downstairs, we've got a couple different additions. We've got a small farming plot, and I was planning, see right here, there's like a wooden basement, wood storage basement more like. Above here, I was planning to make a little like carpenter's workshop, because I thought that might be really neat. I've never really had like a building dedicated just to carpenters, but I imagine probably we'll end up getting things like asheries in there as well and wood burners, because that's pretty essential for any fortress. Taking a look at the mining level, I have done a lot of mining. There's a lot. And a lot of our poor new migrants, this is the only thing they've done in our fortress is drag stone. It's a lot of work, but it's totally worth it because I think now I'm close to having about 1,000 granite at my disposal. The real question is, am I ready for an invasion? They haven't come yet. I've done the best that I can to keep down my stocks so that I don't have so much wealth that it would attract someone. I do remember that population 80 is usually when the first invasion arrives, so I am on the cusp. I'm quite nervous, to be honest, and I'm not sure that fighting this first group would be advisable because if you take a look at my military, these guys, I don't even think they're equipped. Yeah. They don't have a single thing to their name. The only person who's actually carrying anything is Salon, and it's not enough. I do have the job working right now to equip our boys with backpacks, water skins, armor, gloves, etc. But I don't think it's going to be ready. I don't even have a crossbow factory yet, a bowyer or a metalsmith's. I don't even have metal production yet. Whew, it's gonna be down to the wire, I think. All right, it's currently the 13th of Timber, and I now have 81 population, 81 dwarves. So any second now, they're coming. It is now the 24th of Slate 65, mid-spring. Where are the goblins? I have 141 population, and a lot has changed. I've actually started to build up our main keep area, this big apartment building in the sky. And actually, believe it or not, it's kind of full. We're going to have to do another level here. I've noticed an interesting thing. These guys actually don't clean up things that are considered outside, but once you build walls, they'll start cleaning all that up. Now, I've also built an additional couple of buildings outside. This sort of circular tower, it's actually our crafting tower. And if you head all the way up, it's got a level for storage and then crafting buildings. Right all the way to the top, and this is our temple. This is the temple to the god of, well, I think she's wealth. The Shrine of Silver, dedicated to Kovest Jade Fortune. So female dwarf. And a lot of our crafters come up here after they're done work and they pray, which is great because right now I suspect that's the reason the goblins aren't coming. Maybe I don't have enough wealth. Additionally, we have our tavern here. This tavern is called the Cake of Admiring. That was just a random name. Loved it, kept it. It's pretty simple as far as things go. It's got this balcony area with no guardrail where the dwarves can hang out, and there's going to be a couple extra layers as we get going. Our keep here, we've ended up making it into a temporary hospital. We had one injury. A fella got hammered because he hadn't finished a terrible nobles thing. Take a look at this. My mayor right now demands a zinc sarcophagus in his bedroom, which I'm finding kind of difficult because I actually haven't had any traders come in with zinc. I ended up getting a metal cage and burning that down. Lastly, I'm trying to make a kitchen unit. It's going to have a huge stockpile in the basement, and above ground, it's going to have all of our sills. I've created a sort of airlock for our butcher so that it's not so stinky when they don't end up moving things quick enough. Right now, I'll just get it rolling. A lot of our dwarves are busy building. In fact, I think, they're finishing building up the walls up here. I've also been nominated into a barony. Yeah, barony. Not a baronessy. Barony. And so we've been creating a place for our baron to hang out. Unfortunately, we've had buzzards stealing from his bedroom this entire time. Or, sorry, her bedroom, since it's a baroness. Our walls are all complete. Kind of just waiting for something bad to happen. I feel like I've been holding my breath for 2 years of this fortress, just wondering when things are going to happen. In our military, I've got a new squad called the Mountains, and they are a melee squad that will hopefully be good enough. One of the things I've been playing with, or one of the ideas I've been playing with, is actually going into the depths. So that might be our next goal. It's currently the 7th of Timber, 65, late autumn. But I just spotted the cutest thing since sliced bread. Take a look. I'm going to zoom right in. Take a look at this little guy. He's a plump helmet man, Bard. Oh, I hope he wants to move in. He is so adorable. A small humanoid resembling a walking mushrooms with arms and legs. It lives far underground near water and soil. His exterior is purple. Oh, he's so cute. So I took a look, and in our own civilization, the single artifact, there actually are no plump helmet men currently living within the civilization. But from the, I believe their name is, let's take a look here, the Blotted Mirrors, there was one plump helmet man. And I think this is the guy. I am in awe. Oh, I hope he wants to move in. Wouldn't that be amazing if we got a plump helmet man as our bard? Oh, it'd be so cute. I want him. Yes, I think our moment has come. Our poor little plump helmet man. Yes, he's just attended a meeting with the mayor and he does want to join us. Please join us. Oh, I love you. Look at that. He's so happy. Oh my goodness. So now he's a performer of our fortress. And if you can see in the locations, we head to Granitehold here. He is listed in our performers. So, of course, he is Monal. What an awesome dude. Unfortunately, performers and other people who join your fortress, they don't actually do anything other than their specified thing. Right before the plump helmet man joined us, the lady consort joined us. Now, Taba, I believe, is from a different civilization than ours, so it's kind of interesting that she joined us. I wonder what she's running away from, you know? Moments after our plump helmet man bard joined us, a forgotten beast came. This is our first forgotten beast. This is Naglak, a giant eyeless sauropod. A gigantic eyeless sauropod. It has a knobby trunk and squirms and fidgets. To beware its deadly blood. Well, I don't know if we have any other choice other than to send our boys down to kill it. So I'm going to set that and forget it. No, actually, I'm going to watch this happen. Sometimes the forgotten beasts sort of get tangled up. So let's follow this beast as it goes. It may decide to head straight for our fortress. I've built a clever little trap with a door in between some cage traps, so we may not even get to fight it. It may just get trapped right away. An eyeless sauropod. Spooky. The thing with this cage trap system is that it actually attracts their attention because there's a door in the center. So they get really excited to break down that door, but then almost immediately get trapped by cage traps because I've surrounded it. But let's follow this guy and see what happens. Ah, here he comes. Oh, okay. Rabbit's starving. I've more important matters to attend to. Now, what is he doing? Oh, boy. Oh, he's killed one already. Now, what's happened? Looks like they're tussling it out. Ooh, I don't know if he survived that. Now they're finally cutting into him, the melee dwarves. The mountains, as I've called them. But we do have one dead already. Perhaps two. They are beating the snot out of it. There, dead. My goodness. Let's take a look at the combat report. Now, let's get down to the Forgotten Beast. Looks like a spear dwarf stabbed the Forgotten Beast in the head with her iron spear, tearing the muscle, chipping the skull, and tearing the brain. That's usually a death sentence there. Lots of beating. But let's head up to see if we can't find out the moment that he killed the Marks dwarf. Oh, there's just a lot. It took a lot of punishment. Wow, there's 14 pages of combat. Here we are. So the Marks dwarf had been knocked unconscious because the Forgotten Beast kicked the Marks dwarf in the head with his left foot, and the injured part collapsed in a lump of gore. So I suppose the Marks dwarf actually passed out from the pain. Brutal. Very brutal. And actually we had a little soiree here. The Forgotten Beast was attacking and missing the Marks dwarf, which is just fantastic. Love to see those misses. Now the question becomes, how deadly is this deadly blood? I'm not sure. They'll be coming down to clean this whole place up, so hopefully everything's all right. I'm just going to make sure my boys, yeah, they think they're done. Now, are they covered in blood is the question. Let's take a look. Let's see. Vengeful. I just want to check in her inventory. Does she currently... She has tears. She's been crying. Which actually makes a lot of sense. We did lose a dwarf. No one seems to be... Aw, shucks. They're all weeping. I'm sorry, buddy. Not too many people are covered in blood. In fact, I don't see any that have blood. Gosh, did I just see a baby? Oh, that's not good. Our first forgotten beast. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Just looking up Nagalic now. Looks like he was born in -223 and his associated spheres were caverns, deformity, and water. That makes me a little nervous for that deadly blood. Oh, this is really interesting. I'm just looking up our male plump helmet man named Monal Mergecrests. And he actually created an artifact. Not only that, but it looks like here, after he began his apprenticeship, he was attacked by a moon freak and survived. This is amazing. He's actually created a couple different, looks like they're poems perhaps, a musical composition. Yeah, so he's an accomplished musician and has actually had a couple people study under him as well. Oh, I love you, Plump Helmet Man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the moment has arrived. But what a perfect moment for a little bit of a cliffhanger. Let's see how Granitehold holds up when a vile force of darkness arrives. See you next episode? All right. Have a good day, guys.